Hey guys, it's Evergreen, and today I just wanted to make a quick little video regarding a game I've been playing recently. That game being Battlefield 2042. Now, I've had a few issues with the game that everybody else has had, regarding the launch and how big of a hot mess it was, and the fact that it's still underworking. And as of this video, a couple days ago, they released some information regarding the new Battlefield that they are currently working on. And that kind of feels like a slap in the face for us people who kind of wanted this game to try to work, who wanted to see this game at least become something. Now, the game's been out maybe let's say 8 months now, and we still have issues with like frame rate dropping. I'm playing on my Series X, and occasionally I'm hitting frames of like 15, 20 frames, which is completely unacceptable for the best console. Like, come on, optimize your shit. We're tired of having that shit happen, especially on a game that's cross-platform, multi-platform. We shouldn't have those issues right now, especially in 2022. I know it's been like a shit show for the last 3 years as far as games go, but we kind of have to start getting better about this stuff. Otherwise, every single game is going to come out like this, and that's not fair on any of the consumers regarding what they put in. 70 bucks. Some people bought this game and they put $70 in it, or they invested and they bought the best version of it, and they're spending like $110, $120 for a game that wasn't even complete whenever it came out. With a game that's got like, I think like 25 weapons, if that. A game that's got like 10 operators, I want to say. That's just a guess. But we shouldn't even have operators. Like, this is Battlefield. This was not fucking Call of Duty. It's not anything. It was Battlefield. And the cool thing was each character that you played as, you could tell what side they were on. On this game, you can't even tell who's your enemy and who's your friend. They're all the same person. So that's the frustrating part, is because you get these characters that everybody uses, and then you have these low budget characters that nobody uses, such as like the guy with the riot shield. He looks the coolest, but I hardly see anybody using him. It's usually McKay, the lady that looks like an angry principal, and the one chick who's got a wingsuit. Like, those are like the main people. And then you got the guy who's in the ghillie suit. I don't even know who he is, but he those are your choices that people usually go for. Seeing that I picked this game up for about 35 bucks, I will say, after giving the game some more time in the oven, I have realized it's gotten better. It's not perfect. It's got a long way to go, but it's gotten better. It's enjoyable now. I play it with friends, and that's about the only time I'm really enjoying it. I tried play by myself, and I just kept... I was finding myself to be more and more upset because I didn't have a friend to talk to while I was getting my ass kicked. But the biggest issues I got all revolve around the way the game came out. Alright, so the game came out, like I said, I think about 8 months ago. And yet we still have these issues with like operators, with the maps being too big or just really bland, like not feeling like they don't feel alive. It just feels like this world's been dead and you're just in a sandbox, which is completely like soulless. It feels soulless. Like they didn't put their heart and soul like they did in the previous games like Battlefield 4 and 3. I would say they lost their soul in the gameplay as far as like the games were being put out back when they released Battlefield 5. Because Battlefield 1 was a good game. That game had a really cool like cinematic trailer that when it came out, Battlefield 1, I was stoked. I was so excited. But when the game launched, I was like, is this it? Like, there was little to no customization as far as your weapons go. There was little to no customization as far as characters go. There was like nothing there. But it was still a Battlefield game. At the end of the day, you hopped on, you knew what you were playing. It was a Battlefield game. On this game, I don't know what I'm playing. Am I playing a Call of Duty game? No. Am I playing like some Ubisoft game? No. I'm playing an EA game. And it's like they just kind of threw it in the oven with a cookie cutter and shit. And I'm just like, what's going on? So, no, and then the guns. Like, yes, I've been wanting these guns back. I want to see these modern day guns or futuristic guns. And we've got that now, but there's only a handful. And there's only a handful that are actually like super good. So you end up using those handful that are super good, and you really don't revert back to the other ones. So I feel like the choice as far as 128 players go kind of sucks. However, they do have the option. I don't know if this was there at launch because, like I said, I just bought this game. I was like, no, I'm not buying this game. Well, it was on sale, so I said, why not? Let's just grab it. I need a new game to play anyways. I will say the new game modes that they got, as far as I'm aware, such as Breakthrough 64 and Conquest 64, meaning there's 64 players. Those game modes are where it's at. You find it feels like a classic Battlefield feeling. Now they do have Portal, which the Portal is awesome. That just it completed the game. It made it something that people want to go back and play. Like we're playing on classic maps like Canals. Great map back from Battlefield 3. I played it once so far and it brought back a lot of nostalgia. However, I will say it is very difficult to sometimes play. Like you're getting sniped from left and right. The M98B sniper rifle is more powerful than ever. Like one shot, one kill. No matter where you get hit in the fucking toe, you're dead. You get hit in the wrist. Yeah, I mean, if in real life, yeah, you lose a hand, but you're dead in the game. It's the time to kill in this game is intense. Like it does feel a little better than in the old games where I felt like I was mag dumping into people, and all of a sudden they just turn around and like, boom, I'm dead. In this game, it does feel a little more even as far as like gameplay goes. I will say another thing that I haven't done yet is I've not played Hazard Zone, so I have nothing to comment on that. As cool as it sounds, I have not done it. I should be doing it, and I'd like to come out with a more in-depth review as far as the game goes. But when it comes to like multiplayer games, it's kind of like, how do I want to say this? After each update, the game gets better. So I want to wait a little bit longer until maybe they get this thing figured out. But with this new release coming, or not new release, but new announcement that they're making another game so soon in this life cycle, I'm not expecting it to get a whole bunch better anytime soon. It's going to take a while, but I do have that hope that they will make this a better game because the fans, they deserve it. The people that were ready for this futuristic, this new take on Battlefield, we deserve it. So I can't tell you to get it because honestly, it still has a lot of work to be done. And it's probably going to be released on EA Access. So if you have that or you have Game Pass, it's probably going to be free to you anyways. They do offer a 10-hour trial if you have EA Access or Game Pass, which I highly recommend you just put in the 10 hours, see if you like it, but don't pay $70 for this game or $60. This game is not worth the $70. It's barely worth the $35, and I mean barely, because like if you're doing like a license transfer and you got it and your homie can play it, then yeah, you got an extra game for your buddy. So technically it's not really $35, it's more like around $17.50 plus the tax, whatever you were paying. So the game, as of where it stands, max I would pay is $20. However, I will say the experience is far more competent these days than when it first came out, and it was just completely garbage. The beta was a fucking shit show. I would never pay $70 for this game because it's never going to be worth that. They would have to release so many more guns for free. We're talking like not DLC, we're talking like patches, like free DLC for people who actually bought into this joke. Which I definitely think they deserve, especially the people that bought this game at day one. and they have had to sit there and endure the feeling of losing money, they definitely deserve the free DLC. They need more operators. They need different ways to customize stuff. Like, get rid of the operators. Like, honestly, give us the character creator stuff, and let us choose what our person does. Like, if I want to be a sniper, let me be a sniper, but let me look what I want to look like. Let me have cosmetics. I know they can't implement that now, but in the next game, I would love to see an in-depth character creator. Like, if that's how they want to go, let people create the characters they want to make, okay? And let that character span across all the classes, because at the end of the day, if you can't enjoy what you're playing, nobody's going to play it. Your game's going to die. It'll be a loss. But if people love your game, we're willing to pay the money for DLC. We're willing to pay for the season pass. We're willing to pay whatever the cost is to keep this game alive. At this current time, the game, like when I first launched, I couldn't find a single fucking match. Because there's a bug in the system where if you turn off crossplay, you won't find any matches. You have to have it enabled. The fact that you won't even let people play with previous generation consoles, why? Just throw in a mode that only we can play that with them, but the 128 player game, we can't play with them. You know, that to me makes sense. Why would you take it away? Because like my buddy didn't have a Series X. He does now, but he didn't have one. So we wanted to play when the game first came out, before we found out it was a shit show. And the whole idea was you can't play with them. Why? Because they don't have the next generation. And we want them to have a different platform to play off of. But yet PC, consoles, we can all play together. No, that's not unifying the consoles. That's just segregating us between next gen, old gen, and then PC's always going to be considered next gen until, well, actually, no, PC's always just going to be considered next gen. There's always something you can do. You can upgrade your PC. Your PC now can run games that 5 years from now, or, yeah, maybe you'll get like 30 frames a second, but you can still run it. Okay? Anyways, I went on a little tangent there, but as far as the game goes, gameplay, it's fun with friends. Honestly, I can't say it's not fun because I do enjoy myself. The gunplay is a lot of fun. Snipers are a lot more easy, which I don't want to say it's a better thing, but they are easier. So if you've always wanted to be a sniper, this will be your game. Assault weapons, the whole entire changing your setup on the go, I love it. I love that idea because I can like jump in and be like, you know what, I want my gun, I want to have these attachments. You can actually choose what attachments are on your quick loadout, I guess you want to call it, in the menu. So I'm not having to wait till we get to the main menu. I can just pause the game and go straight to that option and select what attachments I want. So let's say I want a close range and a short range. I can do that. Let's say it's a big map. So I'm wanting long range and like mid range. I can do that. I can set it up so I can have a grip, I can have a laser, whatever I want, heavy barrel, suppressor. I have those options, and I don't have to wait until I get to the main menu to do so. I like that idea because I hate whenever games don't let me do that stuff because it's like, I didn't know I was going to get into this map. I didn't know what to take with me. Here, you're able to make that choice on the go, which is very much appreciated. As far as the servers go, it's hard to find a match sometimes. You'll load in, and if you're an assassin squad, well, you're going to either be waiting a long time or you're leaving the match because there's nobody coming. Is it worth buying? No. Not at $70 for that's for sure. $20, $30 maybe. If you're really wanting it, spare yourself just $30 at most. Set a limit. And as far as like bugs go, I only have the frame rate drop. I've had an issue where I was like trying to jump in a tornado and it just kind of like clipped me into the ground, but I could still run. So I didn't fall through the map, which is what I was expecting. The game is cool. It is a downgrade. No building destruction like it was in the old days. No like levolutions. You got tornadoes, dust storms. That's cool. The first time. Then the second time you're like, okay, it's a tornado. About the fifth time in, you're like, fucking tornado's coming. I'm gonna hit the deck. I'm gonna go inside. Or you can ride it. That's also an option, but then you got to get out of it before it starts killing you. So I'd give the gameplay 8 out of 10. No. Let's go 7 out of 10. It's fun. It's not really Battlefield, but it's fun. The maps, 3 out of 10. They're fucking garbage. The guns, I'm gonna say 5 out of 10 because they're better than I was expecting, but not as good as they used to be. The game modes, they're the same fucking game modes, so really, like, they're not innovative. So, I mean, if you're into innovation and changes, like I am, you're going to say this is probably like a 2 out of 10. But if you like the classic game modes, I would say it's probably like an 8 out of 10. Because they did change a little bit. Now there's like A1, A2, B1, you know, like that, which is kind of cool, but and like sectors, but it's not that big of an innovation. So anyways, that's just kind of like my most up-to-date little review, I guess you could say, of Battlefield 2042. Overall, currently where the state of the game is, 5.5 out of 10. It's playable. Definitely more playable than some of the recent games I've been trying to play. So that's a positive. I'm actually really surprised it was better play than some of the other games I've been playing. But if you liked the video, leave a like. If you end up finding yourself here more than once, you should probably just subscribe because, like, I'd appreciate it, honestly. If you're playing Battlefield 2042 and you're having a blast, by no means am I trying to trash on you. Honestly, you got to do what you like. If you enjoy this game, that's good. That's what they're trying to do. They want you to enjoy the game. If you're hating the game, but you find yourself talking shit about the people that are enjoying it, don't. It makes no sense. If you hate it, they like it. It's just an opinion, it's perspective. If you have any questions regarding the game, just comment down below, and before you make the decision to buy it, I'll do my best to find an answer so that way you have an updated answer. Anyways, that's really all I've got currently. So, until the next time, peace and love, homies.